Hello and welcome to your rune reading. My name is Daniel Cumming. What I'm going to be doing is pulling out 3 sets of 3 runes. You're going to pick either set 1, 2, or 3. And then I'll give you a quick reading and analysis of what that means for you at the moment. So we have rune set 1, rune set 2, rune set 3. Take a breath in through the nose, out through the nose, relax the shoulders, pick 1, 2, or 3. Keep it, and I'll start the reading. So rune set 1, we have Iwaz, Lagus, and Berkano. So Iwaz is the idea of flexible initiation. So there's some endurance needed at the moment because something's been happening in order to make you grow, and it's been testing your flexibility. So the idea of a tree that stands the test of time is it's strong and stands its ground, but allows itself to be flexible as well. So Lagus is the current situation at the moment. So you're going through some trials in order to grow. So Berkano is all about the cycles of being, becoming, so the idea of life, death, rebirth. So connected with Iwaz and Berkano, it's this idea of going through almost like this spiritual transition or rebirth, and that'll actually test your polarity. So really throw you against both polarities of dark and light in order to really make you grow. But that it's moving, and remember that even though the situation right now is like getting hit by a big wave, you got to try to learn how to surf it, you got to build a better ship, and remember that it's constantly moving. So it will pass, it will transition, and then there's going to be a whole new rebirth from it. So just remember to keep moving and just to ride it and get the gold out of it that you can. So that's rune set 1. Rune set 2. So we have Thurisaz, Isa, and Ingwaz. So Thurisaz governs reactive force. So it's the idea of one thing, the other thing reacting, and having a third reactive force coming from that. So often it's to do with our instincts and acting without thinking. So when it's connected to Isa, maybe there's some sort of blockage, or you've hit a wall, or there's some sort of stasis in your habits. So when something happens, you go to the same kind of reactive force. So something's been happening that's happened before, you have the same reactive force, and it's getting you to turn inward a little bit more and realize that maybe this pattern is not going to suit you anymore. But in order to change that pattern, we need Ingwaz. So Ingwaz is this idea of separation. So you know who we were talking about, death, rebirth. Ingwaz is the middle of that. So we've got caterpillar, butterfly. Ingwaz is the cocoon. So Ingwaz, in order to fully use Ingwaz, we need to separate from our current environment. So if you stay in your current environment, the current situations you're in, you're going to have the same reactive force. In order to really change, you need to change your environment. So that could be a literal physical environment, or you just need to change maybe your mental environment. You need to find a way to separate yourself from what's making you enter these recurring patterns. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in these patterns. So you need to hone in on what that is, one way to come out, and then when you come back to it, just make sure we don't fall back into the same patterns again. So that's rune reading number 2. Okay, so rune reading number 3. So we have Ehwaz, which is all about the energy or the frequency of partnership. So Ehwaz is the idea of 2 entities coming together for a common cause. So this could be a partnership in business. This could be a romantic partnership. It could be a partnership not necessarily with a person, but a partnership with something, with an entity, with a business, with anything really. And Elhaz is this idea of divine communication. So these two paired together, saying that maybe it's something to do with, maybe not on the kind of like Muggle-ish plane. Maybe it's something to do with some sort of divine partnership that's going on, or it could be a partnership in business or a romantic partnership, but maybe it's connected to some of your higher self, or the Filia, the Valkyrie, or your kind of guardian entity. And Uruz is this idea of liberation. So it's that idea of breaking free from constraints and getting that vital force. So, you know, it could be that this partnership, this divine kind of partnership, is really there for a reason, but it's there to test your boundaries and there to really push you, to liberate you from a situation that you're in at the moment. Or it could be really energizing you in a super positive way, but you need to make sure you don't get lost in the energy as well, because too much of that vital rules force, and it's too wild and too ferocious and can be a bit catastrophic. But, you know, it's good to ride it. So when you've got this partnership going on, there is definitely something divine connected to it, but it's also when Elhaz comes up, and especially connected with Uruz and Awaz, it could be a little bit messy, and it could be ready to get rid of stuff that, you know, isn't really necessary. So if you have a lot of little bad luck instances coming in, and inconvenient bad luck, it may not necessarily be a bad thing. It's just, one, trying to get your attention in the matter and make you aware of something in this situation, and two, it could just be to you know, get rid of these things that no longer serve you, things that you're holding on to, things that you're not, you know, that don't let you be liberated. So yeah, so that's my basic quick interpretation for the 3 sets of runes today. I hope that's been some help. If you need a bit more elaboration on it, drop me a comment below and ask. I'd love to hear which one you picked and how it resonated with you. And I'll see you next time. Rune to Rune.